You know that when you're feeling her breath close, but your body freezes and you don't know where to put your hands? It's like every sound around you disappears. You hear only your own heartbeat, fast, loud, and messy. Your mind is screaming for control, but your body isn't moving. That's what it felt like the first time I tried to kiss her. My lips were right there, inches away, but I couldn't lead. I was scared of getting it wrong, of making it awkward, of her pulling away. She held my hand first. I didn't know what to do with mine. I tried to hold back, but she gripped tighter. I pulled away embarrassed, my chest tight, my face burning. And then she pulled me closer. No words, just silence. Her eyes steady, mine restless. I was lost, and yet in that loss, something broke open in me. I kept thinking, what if I don't know how? What if she laughs? What if I mess this moment up and it never comes back? My shoulders stiffened. My palms were sweaty. I couldn't even look her straight in the eye. It was easier to stare at the floor, at her shoes, at anything but her lips. And then, she didn't let go. She stayed. Her hands still there, warm, waiting. My breath slowed. My mind softened. And for the first time, I leaned in just a little, just enough to feel the edge of her patience waiting for me. That's when I realized it's not about perfect timing. It's not about knowing every move. It's about letting yourself be held, even when you're afraid. Her hand didn't move. Mine finally rested there, awkward at first, like I was gripping too hard, then loosening too much. I could feel my fingers tremble against hers. She noticed. I saw it in the small way her thumb brushed against my skin, like she was telling me it was okay. No rush, no pressure, just us. I wanted to say something, but my throat was dry. Words felt heavy, unnecessary. She looked at me with this calm expression, not smiling, not pushing, just waiting. That waiting felt louder than anything I could have said. My chest lifted and dropped, slow, uneven, like I was trying to find a rhythm that wasn't there. I leaned in again, and she didn't flinch. She didn't close the distance either. She left it for me. My nose almost touched hers. I froze. My heart pounded so hard it almost hurt. And then I pulled back again, too scared, too unsure. Her face softened, but her eyes never left mine. I hated that I kept retreating, like I wasn't enough of a man to just do it. I hated that fear had me by the throat. She squeezed my hand tighter, and I felt both shame and safety in that single squeeze. She wasn't letting me run, and it hit me in that moment. Kissing wasn't about skill. It wasn't about some perfect move you copy from movies. It was about trust. Trust that the other person isn't leaving, even if you hesitate. Trust that your flaws don't ruin the moment. Trust that you can be nervous and it's still okay. This time I didn't pull away. I stayed there, so close I could feel the warmth of her lips before they touched mine. My hands were still unsteady, one gripping her hand too hard, the other lost between wanting to hold her face and not knowing if I should. My chest rose sharp, then fell heavy. I could hear my own breath, shaky, uneven, and I knew she could hear it too. Her eyes closed slowly, like she was telling me without words, "You don't have to run this time." My lips finally touched hers. Soft, quick, almost nothing. And yet, everything in me shifted. My stomach flipped, my skin burned, my heart cracked wide open. It wasn't smooth, it wasn't confident. I pressed too fast, then pulled back too quick, like I was testing the water and scared to drown. My face was hot, my shoulders stiff, my mind screaming, "You're doing it wrong." But when I opened my eyes, she was still there. She didn't laugh. She didn't pull away. She leaned closer. Her hand slid to my neck, steady, grounding me. My lips met hers again, slower this time. Less fear, more letting go. The world outside faded. No noise, no pressure, no need to prove anything. Just the quiet truth that she wanted to be here too. I realized in that moment, it's not about performance. It's about presence. Being there fully, even in your mistakes. Even when your breath is uneven. Even when your body is stiff. Because when someone chooses to stay, it doesn't matter how perfect you look doing it. When it ended, I pulled back just a little. Not far, just enough to see her face. My lips still tingled, my chest still heavy. I didn't know if I should speak or stay silent. She didn't let go of my hand. Her thumb kept moving against my skin, slow, steady, almost like she was calming me down without saying a word. Her eyes opened soft, and she looked at me in a way that made my throat tighten. No smile, no big reaction. Just this quiet steadiness that said, I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. That silence carried more weight than anything I could have imagined. I felt the heat in my cheeks, the sweat on my palms, the way my shoulders finally dropped after holding too much tension. I breathed out, long and shaky. For the first time in that moment, I felt safe. Not because I was perfect, but because she didn't expect me to be. I thought kissing would be about angles, pressure, rhythm, but it wasn't. It was about breathing through fear, about letting someone close enough to see your weakness. My whole body was telling me to escape, to hide, to cover it with a joke. But she didn't laugh. She didn't push. She just stayed. And in that staying, I realized I didn't need to perform. We sat there in the silence, her hands still in mine, her face still close. I didn't want to move. I didn't want the moment to end. My heart was still racing, but softer now, not wild like before. It felt like it had finally found its place. Later that night, when I was alone, I replayed it again and again in my head. The way my body froze, the way I pulled back, the way I almost ruined the moment by overthinking. But then I remembered her hand, how she didn't let go, how she stayed steady when I wasn't. That's what stuck with me. I used to think kissing was something you had to master, like a skill, like a performance you had to get right. But the truth is, it's not about that at all. It's about being honest in the moment. It's about letting someone see you nervous, shaky, imperfect, and trusting that they'll stay anyway. That's what makes it real. I know now it was never about technique. It was about letting myself be present, about not running, about not hiding behind fear. And the more I think about it, the more I realize. It's the same with love. It's not about always having the right words or the right moves. It's about showing up even when you're unsure. It's about letting someone close enough to see you hesitate and still not leaving. That night changed something for me. It wasn't just about learning how to kiss. It was about learning how to stay, how to breathe through the fear instead of letting it win. And maybe that's the only thing I can offer you now. If you're standing there, scared, overthinking, worried you'll mess it up, just remember this. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be there. Sometimes that's enough.